Welcome to Tournament Central from the Preserve Championship, connected by Microsoft Teams. On this championship Sunday, we welcome in our victor in the MPO field, Ricky Wysocki, to lead things off as we close out an awesome weekend in Minnesota. Ricky, Grant Zellner in the booth, talking to you. First of all, congratulations. You went from a third place to a second place to now the first place over the course of your last 3 weeks. How does it feel to be trending in the right direction?
It feels great. Like you said, I've been playing really well the last, month or two. I'd have a lot of good finishes, and I felt like I needed to get over that hump. And so I was in contention all week here from start to finish. And I think that, that's something if you want to win tournaments, you got to start in contention, stay in contention, and give yourself a chance to win down the stretch. And so I've been doing that. I did that at the Beaver State Fling, fell short, and picked up my bootstraps and came back this week and reset the mind. And after the off week, and was able to have a really good mental game all week long. And that was what did it.
I want to get into that mental game a little bit. We could pick any of about a dozen moments during the course of this final round to try to dissect and figure out. I'm going to go straight toward the end. Walking to the tee at the 17th, you're tied not one, but two times over with two other players. I want to know, in your particular instance, what's the self-talk going on as you walk toward that tee, perhaps sit down, do your scores, get a drink of water, but what are you saying to yourself? Is it all disc golf, or are you a person that tries to think maybe about other things here and there just to give your mind a break?
Yeah, so I'm the type of person where I'm laser focused on what I want to do, and in that moment I was just telling myself, hey, I've got a chance to win. That's what I play for. And so yeah, I was tied with three different people, and Isaac threw a bad tee shot. And so I was able to kind of have a little bit of momentum. And after he threw, not that I'm rooting for him to throw a bad shot, I knew I had to birdie the hole no matter what Isaac or Kyle did, because Matty O was playing a good round as well. And so we had a little bit of a right to left crosswind too. So that made it a little bit tricky. And so, yeah, this is the type of gap that it feels like gets smaller when the pressure is on. And so you really have, as you saw, Kyle and Isaac, both amazing players, and they're really good at that shot. And, pressure to hit that gap and give myself a putt. And I knew that's what I needed to do to give myself a chance to win. And of course you can't control what your competitors are doing. And they struggled on the hole. And that was what gave me, set me up for the victory.
And it's not exactly a very long hole. It's not even 300 feet long. So in the blink of an eye, now you're standing at the 18th tee. You have the outright lead. You've been playing from behind sort of through yesterday and into today, and now, bang, you've got the outright lead, one hole to go, and there's a backup. So in those moments, now what are you doing? Are you standing off to the side? Are you just playing the shot in your head over and over? Are you allowing yourself to chat with somebody else to kill those few moments? I want to know, when the environment shifts on you like that, how do you adjust?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's like getting iced as an NFL kicker. The coach called the timeout right before a crucial moment. Maybe you have a kick to win the game, and that's kind of the same situation. We had to wait. I had the lead, and I had all this pressure had built up to get to this point, and so there was so much pressure on that final shot. And I was able to look at the wind for about 5 or 10 minutes and just kind of see that it was a steady left to right wind, and I knew what my disc was going to do flying through that wind. So I used that time to really just dial in the wind and what my disc was going to do once I threw it out there. And so I think that's super important. I was able to hit my landing zone, and I kind of knew that hole's a little bit longer, so Isaac's going to have a tough time getting the eagle to make up that stroke. So I knew if I just threw a good drive, threw a good safe second shot across, and give myself at least a look for eagle, so that way I could make it if I had to. But luckily, or not luckily, but Isaac just, he struggled on the second shot, threw it out of bounds, and then that was kind of it. But yeah, it's that tee shot's tough. It's a lot tougher than it looks. It's, especially with the pressure on, and, you gotta trust your disc over that pond and all that out of bounds. So, it wasn't a time to let up. I still had to fight all the way to the finish.
And Ricky, you got a chance to execute that approach shot on 18, knowing that if you landed close, you pretty much had things locked up. So many times in your career, it's come down to a final putt. In this case, you get to walk up to the area around the hole. You get to walk up in front of that crowd, knowing that you've won the tournament. What does that feel like, getting to walk up and acknowledge the crowd cheering? Does that ever get old?
No, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, that's what we play for as competitors.